Well, good morning, everybody. This is Andy. It's July 15, 2025. Don't ask me why I'm in the desert in the middle of July, because I'm crazy. I'm at the Fiery Furnace hike in Arches National Park. And it's a ranger-led hike. Ranger's not here yet. I'm a little early. Permit is required for this hike. I got my permit on recreation.gov.
One of the wetter spots of the park. But it's a really cool thing. So plants are definitely something here that is very different from what most people are coming to. I've had it described, like we kind of mentioned, it's a lot drier than a lot of places, but it's also a little bit more desert. It's desolate is what a lot of people, I've heard people describe it as, people who use a lot bigger, nicer words than I do. But it is somewhere that's definitely a lot different. The light the Fiery Furnace has no official route, no official trail especially. We don't maintain any of these trails. The path we're walking is just the ranger guided route. This is just a specific kind of journey we take through here. But that said, some of the places we're going to be going, there's going to be some plants growing into what is the trail, right? And so because they're not growing into the trail, we're walking through their home. We want to make sure that we're being extra careful to kind of dodge and weave around the branches and try not to break them off. And 1,000 years ago, people first came to this area, and they have been using it ever since. And while there are no permanent settlements in Arches, nobody's ever lived here long term. It was frequently an area of significance. People would pass through and use it for other purposes. These are like, they live in here. We've got our tiny little fairy shrimp, and we've got our slightly bigger tadpole shrimp. I haven't ever seen the tadpole shrimp in this pothole, but they do grow in the potholes here. They live here, and they can do this cool thing called cryptobiosis. And that is when they lay their eggs on the outside of these potholes, they will wait for 5 to 7 years for water. They can stay there and wait and wait and wait. And then when it fills back up, they feel that water, and it's encoded in their DNA to know that when they're submerged, that it's time for them to hatch. And they'll hatch, they'll live their very short lifespans, or Jabba the Hutt.
I mean,
if you look at the little alcove that's
know
kind of fallen off of it, you'll see a bunch of little white stripes.
Oh, yeah.
So we might not see the birds that live there, but we can tell that they do, because they're leaving us little reminders.
This is called Skull Arch.
There's life all over this place, and sometimes really innocuous areas where we wouldn't think that things are living, right? So. For a while, until you get onto ground where your feet are no longer at an angle, they'll start to flatten out, and that way you can push off. That point is a little bit beyond most people's range of view from here, so I'm going to keep going, and I will let you know when I'm there, just so you can see it if you can see, but other than that, that is how you get up. on you. Don't break your leg. Not ideal. Okay. Let's wait. Then do it. Good and nice and stable. So we're going to keep doing this until we get to here where there's an arrow, right? So then this arrow, we're going to stop and we're going to sit down. We're going to put our feet here, right? And that way we're going to crab walk. We're going to inch ourselves this way. If you do start to feel like you're slipping, push your feet out. That will kind of lock you in place unless you've got very double jointed knees. But if you do feel like you're kind of slipping or like you need to kind of take a moment, just push your legs out. That'll hold you pretty solid. But you're just going to keep inching this way until suddenly the ground is a lot higher than it used to be, and you can just turn and put your foot down, right? So it'll go about right here. You'll see a little branch that's covered in leaves, covered in sand, and then you step right on that branch and keep on this way. Does that make sense? Here, you can see, if you look at it, it used to be a lot taller. And something happened, it got knocked over, right? And so what happened is it still had a few roots still stuck in the ground, but it knew that it was not going to be able to support itself the way it had in the past.
This is Kissing Turtle Arch.
On the way there, there's a little bit that's like stairs. It's 3 rocks kind of in the crevice. You just walk up those like stairs, and then at the very end it gets a little tight. If it gets too tight for you to easily move your feet one over another.
This is Surprise Arch.
Slippery, it makes them a little hard to navigate. So take your time and make sure you're leaving lots of space between you and the person in front of you, right? We want to make sure that if we do slip, we're not taking them out with us, right? Sound good?
Hi everybody. It's about noon. I finished the fiery furnace hike. That was pretty darn hard for me. I got pretty tired. But they did stop fairly often to rest. So that was good. I am glad I went with the ranger. She knew the way, and she would stop and lecture about the various sights on the hike. And going with a group, I could film them navigating over the scrambling part of the hike, which was fairly often, as you will see, as you saw in the video. And it's an interesting type of scrambling. Each spot has its own little method. It was kind of cloudy, a little cloudy, so it was started out about 87 degrees at 9 o'clock when we started, and it's 95 now. So I think the clouds helped a little bit. There's lots of shade in the fiery furnace. Well, I don't know what else to tell you, except it was very interesting. I did get really tired, but it was very interesting. I'm glad I did it. It was well worthwhile. Only cost me $16. What the heck? Yeah, I recommend it. All right. Have a good day.